An open letter to the Speaker of the House, written by Lady Louise Macbeth, member for Glamis and Cawdor. Dear Mr. Speaker, I know who you are. You're no smart-witted, outfitted genius, but you have money and class and all that I don't have, and your name is Silver, and mine is Sludge. You don't have a clue what it means to be shrew, what it means to work for everything that you do, and the feeling of being shooed because no women in politics ever make it through. That doesn't matter though. Your father had connections. Your law degree and PhD were guaranteed from the moment you came to be. Well, I had to marry you just to get onto the scene. Dear Mr. Speaker, I know you well. We've been together since we were 24 because you needed a reasonable wife, but not an eyesore, and I was mild, but not a bore, and you'll appeal to the working class electorate, and we need their votes to soar, and all I heard was your. I was nothing more than the flower to your wall, the handle to your door, onto the Parliament floor. Dear Mr. Speaker, when I told you after 20 years of marriage, of being your toted roundabout, talked about wife, that I wanted something more, you took one look and said, it's not a convenient time for me right now. Mr. Speaker, do you know what wasn't a convenient time? The hours I spent at every campaign event, and the time I lent to your every intent, and yet I was unbent, without torment, despite my discontent, at always being the second most important. And now you tell me, without any repent, that I should be content with being your confederate? Mr. Speaker, I think not. So I circumvented you and won. I became what I had long dreamed to become, a part of your world, an indisputable sensation as a member of the Parliament. For once, I was the one in the middle of the picture. I was the focal point. I was the interest. I was not your lady. I was not your wife. I was me, and I relished it. And for a stupid second or two, I thought that you would too. And that's when I finally saw, after years of being enthralled, thinking you my greatest supporter, nothing less, but not much more, that all I was a jewel in your crown. After all that I had done, all I was, the thorn of intent in your sluggish side, the one who dared you to jump higher, run faster, push stronger, lungs burnt, but dream recognized. I held the gun in shaky arms when you were too scared to fire. I stacked the deck when you wanted to keep your hands clean. Yet all I am to you, is a stepping stone in your stream, a means to your end. Dear Mr. Speaker, your eyes, they're lazy with wealth. Your mouth is slackened with a lack of tenacity, and your hairline recedes with no determination to stop it. Your hands are clenched, but they hold nothing. I used to think that my grit was a sign of my working class upbringing, my rugged rearing, my ill breeding, but now I realize that I would not survive without. That's the one thing about being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Once the silver tarnishes, the nickel underneath will always slowly poison you. Mr. Speaker, I've clawed my way up the craggy cliffs of class. I've warped my way out of the confines of my sex. I've let the thickness of the night shroud my desires, rested my head upon the pillow next to yours, you unaware of the fact that my mind crawled with dark and treacherous yearnings. And now I stand here, teetering on the edge of reason, of treason, of blind murder, and away from my legion, insured but unshorn of my might. The dagger's not before me. It is in hand, shaking with the irresistible promise of success. I hold it under your chin, but fool, you think it is my warm embrace. Dear Mr. Speaker, do you know what I want? I want power. I want to feel my hands rest upon the desk of success under no duress. I need no pressing to accomplish my goals, no blessing, no unsexing, just pure finessing. But I have to start confessing the only thing between me and progressing and why I keep stressing is you. You, Mr. Speaker, you are the one thing, the hurdle, the fly in the ointment that keeps me back. Mr. Speaker, make no mistake. I am the innocent flower, but mistake not my green leaves. They are scales, cold and pulsing, dark and brooding, and with nightfall will slither from the shadows and into the dark. Goodbye, Mr. Speaker.